I use this bra cup that I made in this video to create this beautiful corset blouse that you can see on your screen. So in this video, I'm going to be teaching you how to create any size of cup, okay, for any body size. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is to go ahead and draw your line. Okay, so you're going to draw a straight line and then draw another line across it. Draw a straight line and draw another line across like this. So at this point, I'm just trying to thicken up my lines because I'm using a pencil so that it will be obvious for you guys to see. So the next thing you're going to do now is to take your bust span measurement. Okay, so the bust span I'm working with is 8 inches. So bust span means from one nipple to another nipple. So your nipple to nipple measurement is what you're going to be taking divided by 2. Okay, so mine is 8 divided by 2 is 4. Okay, so I'm going to be taking 4 inches all the way around, placing your 4 inches at the midpoint, okay, of the line. Okay, so just place your tape rule like this and then keep rotating the tape like this, and then just mark your bust span all the way around. Okay, so once you're done, you're going to connect all the points together. So you're going to be creating a circle like this by connecting all the points you just marked together. Okay, so once you're done connecting the points, this is what you're going to be having. So now at this point, we're going to be taking our dart leg. So I'm labeling this diagram now. Let's take it like this, up and down. So at the lower part, so I'm measuring 0.5, okay, on both sides, 0.5 on both sides, 0.5 to my left and 0.5 to my right. Okay, so that is what you're going to do at this point. Okay, now I'm explaining that if your nipple to nipple measurement is 7 inches, you're going to be taking 1 inch to your left and 1 inch to your right, 1 inch to your left, 1 inch to your right. Okay, so for me, I'm going up by 2 inches. Okay, so now can you see, from divide whatever you have there into 2 equal parts and then mark half of it. So mine is 2 inches, so I'm taking 2 inches upward. Now at this point, I'm explaining some things. If your nipple to nipple measurement is 7, okay, you're going to be taking that 1 inches dart on both sides, and then you're going to go up by 1.75. So you're going to divide the 3.5 by 2, and you're going to go up by half of it. I hope that is clear. But if your nipple to nipple measurement is 8, okay, you're going to take 1.5 inch dart on both sides. I hope that is clear. 1.5 inch dart on both sides, and then you go up by 2 inches. Hope that is clear. And then if your nipple to nipple measurement is 9 inches, which is half of it is 4.5, you're going to take 1.5 inches dart leg on both sides at lower part, and then go up by 2.5 inches. Hope that is making sense. That is what I'm writing at this point. Okay, hope you understand what I explained. So for me now, I will go up by 2 inches and then just connect it to my dart leg like this. Okay, remember I went out by 1.5 inches on both sides for my dart leg. Hope you understand what I'm doing. So just connect it like this. Okay, like I said, if your own is bust span 7 inches, which is 3.5, you're going to come out by 1.5 and 1 inch on both sides. Okay, so now just connect it and create a curved line like this with your French curve. If you don't have a French curve, you can use your free hand to just create your dart leg like this. Please don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel so that more people can get to see this video. Thank you very much. At that point, I'm going to mark 1.25, okay, for my dart intake. At that point, 1.25 at that part. Okay, if you like, you can divide this 1.25 to the up and to the down. I don't know if you understand. Take half of it to your up, but your up, and half of it to your down. But I'm taking it at the lower part. Okay, so I'm going to mark half of that place, which is 2 inches. I'm coming in by 2 inches, and then I'm going to connect it to the dart leg. I hope you understand. You know, my nipple to nipple measurement is 8, half of it is 4, right? So that circle gave us 4, right? So I'm coming in by half of it, which is 2, and then at the other part I mark 1.25 downward, and I'm going to just connect it. Okay, and then just connect it into that 2 that I marked. Hope you understand. If you have any question, please feel free to drop it in the comment section. I'm trying my best to explain it in a way that you guys will understand. Okay, So once you're done, so this cup now, it depends on how full and how covered you want the cup to be. So if you want a modesty corset and you want the entire chest to be covered, the entire cup to be covered, you can use the whole circle. Okay, so for me, I'm going to be using 2.5 inches, but if you want a little bit of your cleavage to show, you can use 2 inches. So from that line, I'm going to mark 2.5 inches upward because I want my chest covered. Okay, so I'm going to go up by 2.5. You can use 2 inches if you want a little bit of your cleavage to show. Okay, I marked 2.5 inches at the side, and at the center front I also marked 2.5 inches also. At this part, okay, this is the center front, you're going to come out by 0.5 inches. Okay, you know, the bust is more fuller on this side than the left side than the center front. Okay, so at the side, you're going to come out by 0.75. I'm going to use 0.75, but if you are very busty, you can use 1. You can come out by 1 inches if you are very busty. So now you're going to now connect those 2 points back inside the circle that we have created. Okay, so on this part you use 0.5, on the other side you use, you know, I use 0.75. You can use 0.5 depending on how busty you are, and if you are very busty, like from bust 45 upward, you can use 1 inch, or depending on how you want it. 1 inch is okay. So you're going to connect these 2 points together using your curve ruler at the top. Don't let it be straight, like it's not meant to be a very straight line. Use your curve rule to connect it like this. You can use your free hand though to connect it together. Okay, can you see? I'm explaining that if you don't have a curve rule, you can use a free hand to connect it. So I'm just going to shade the part that we're going to be cutting out of this this pattern. Okay, so I'm labeling my pattern. This is 1 center front. Okay, this is side front 2, and this is 3. Okay, so I'm going to label the center front and the side front. Please make sure you label it so that you don't confuse yourself when you're trying to place them together. Okay, so and I'm also putting an arrow at the middle to know where and where I'm joining it together. So we're going to go ahead now, cut out this dot like this. Okay, so just cut it out like this. Okay, following the shaded part is going to go off. So I'm also marking and labeling the up and the down of this cup, because it can be very tricky if you don't label it very well. When it is time for you to join it together, you can be confused. If you join it wrongly, it's not going to give you a perfect result. Okay, so now I'm also going to label this part down and up. Okay, and this one to down and up. Okay, please, it is very important that you do that. Okay, so now we're going to cut this out in our form, in our hip pad foam. This foam can be used for your bra cup or your hip pad, whichever. Okay, so now I'm going to cut I'm going to be cutting 4 of it, so 2 for each, for the left hand side and the right hand side. Okay, we're making 2 cups, so I added 0.25 to the up and to the side. The part I'm going to be joining, I'm adding 0.25 to it. Okay, if you have a zigzag machine, you don't need any allowance, you don't need to add any allowance. But if you are using a straight machine to join it, a straight stitch to join it, add 0.25, okay, to the part you're going to be joining, because if you don't add it when you're done joining, it's going to reduce the cup. Okay, do you understand? But if you're using a zigzag, you don't need allowance. You just place your cup side by side and just use your zigzag stitch to just join them together. But since we are using a straight stitch, you have to join it together like this. Okay, so even though we are still going to trim out the allowance later inside so that it doesn't look bulky, do you understand? So I'm going to pin it like this, the way it's meant to be. Okay, pin it together like this. So once you're done pinning, okay, this is the reason I said you should label your cup, your pattern, so that you don't mix them up when it is time for you to join them together. So I'm just pinning my cup like this. Okay, so once I'm done, I'm going to just join it, stitch it down with the allowance I added. I only added allowance to the side I'm going to be joining, okay, that part, okay, and the upper part, joining it to the upper part. So now I'm using my pencil to mark the lower part and the upper part. So this is the lower part of the cup, okay. So I'm going to pick the upper part like this. Now this is like a 3-piece cup, okay. So I'm going to place it like this and then use my pins to secure it down like this, and then we're going to also take it to our sewing machine. Please make sure you pin it carefully, okay. So if you use the right measurement, it's just going to match. One is not going to be longer than the other one, it's just going to match. So at this point I'm going to trim the allowance to the minimal level. Like I will reduce the allowance very well so that it doesn't show when I turn my cup to the right side, okay. The reason we added allowance is because we are using a straight stitch. If you're using a zigzag stitch, like I said, you don't need allowance, okay. So if we don't add this allowance, by the time we use the straight stitch, it's just going to reduce the cup, okay. So now we're going to pin it like that and join it. So at this point, this is what I have. So we're going to also reduce this allowance. So this was the cup I used to make that corset top that I show at the beginning of this video. It's a perfect cup, so you can use it to create any size of cup for anybody. All you need is just the nipple to nipple measurement of the person. I also used a wording to create this one. So guys, you can use a wording. If you want it very thick, you can double the wording, okay, double it. This one, I just tried this one out. I didn't cut out the pattern, I just had the that inside. This is the final look of the cup that I made. If you find this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video, drop a comment, let me know what you think in the comment section. I love you guys, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.